Hello, class 9. This is your second chapter, The Sound of Music, and the lesson has been divided into two parts. Both are associated with the subject of music and the personalities who made music their life. Evelyn Glennie turned out to be the most sought after musician internationally in spite of her disability. She was profoundly deaf but learned to listen to music with her body instead of the ears. She became the perfect player of the xylophone and earned huge name and fame. Bismillah Khan, on the other hand, became India's most revered Shehnai Maestro. He was the winner of Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian award of India. He performed not only in India but abroad too. So this is the basic introduction of this chapter. As I told you that I will give you a short summary of these chapters and then I will discuss some important questions with you all. You know your paper is objective, so we will do in that way. And please go through the word meanings of this chapter as well. So let's first see what all was there in this first part of the chapter. What is the first part? Evelyn Glennie listened to sound without hearing it. This is the first part. What happened? I'll give you point-wise point-wise summary. That the first point is that Evelyn Glennie was 11 years old when she lost her hearing ability. But it was first noticed by her mother when she was 8 years old. So when she was 8 years old, then her mother noticed it for the first time. But at the age of 11, she completely lost her hearing ability because of some nerve damage. Alright, I hope this point is clear. The next point is that she wanted to pursue her career in music, but most of the teacher discouraged her. Then who encouraged her? It was percussionist Ron Forbes. Who was it? Ron Forbes. He was a percussionist and he spotted her potential and began training her by tuning two large drums to different notes. With that two different notes, she can feel the vibration. The bigger drums, the vibration, she can feel waist up, and the shorter one, she can feel the vibration below her waist. So in this way, he trained her. Then he advised her not to listen through her ears but to sense it some other way. And Evelyn followed him. Then there was a turning point that came into her life when she discovered that she could sense certain notes in different parts of her body. When she learned that she can sense these certain notes in different part of her body, after that she never looked back. She decided to make music her life. She auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music. She auditioned for them and scored one of the highest marks in the history of this academy. Alright, she auditioned there. Then what is the next point? That in 1991, in which year? In 1991, she was presented with the Royal Philharmonic Society's prestigious Soloist of the Year award. Alright, I show you where it is given in your book. See, it is given here in the last page, that is on page number 20. You can see that in the year 1991, she was presented with the Royal Philharmonic Society prestigious Soloist of the Year awards. So this was the award. Remember this. Alright, then again, a quote is being said by another percussionist. His name is James Blade, and what he said, that God may have taken her hearing, but he has given her back something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels far more deeply than any of us. This is why she expressed music beautifully. So remember this quote. Alright, so in the starting of the chapter, there were two quotes. One is said by Ron Forbes, and the second is said by James Blade. Then see here that apart from the regular concerts, Evelyn also gave free concerts. Where? In prisons and hospitals. This is again an important point. Alright. Then she gave high priority to classes for young musicians. Then see here, this again is very important. Anne Richlin of the Beethoven Fund for Deaf Children says she is shining inspiration for deaf children. Alright. She was the source of inspiration for deaf and other handicapped children. She was inspiration for them. As everybody say that if she can, then we also can achieve whatever we want to achieve in our life. And by reading this chapter, we see this only, the basic moral that is there after reading this chapter is that if we are determined, if we have determination, if we have hard work, we can achieve anything that we want to achieve. Alright, so this is there. Then I want you all to see some important questions that can come from this chapter. First of all, what is the age? I told you in the first, that was our first point, that when she was 11 years old, she lost her hearing ability. But her mother spotted first that, and when she spotted that she has some problem in hearing when she was only 8 years old. So remember these 2 years. Alright, at 11 years old, she completely lost her hearing ability. Then Ron Forbes was the first person who spotted her potential and began training her. Then in 1991, she was presented with the Royal Philharmonic Society prestigious Royal Soloist of the Year award. So these are certain things that you should remember. Then what is the meaning of workaholic? You can see this word here, it's given. Workaholic, what is the meaning of workaholic? A person who find difficult to stop working. Alright, she was a workaholic. Then percussionist, what is the meaning of percussionist? What is the spelling of percussionist? See this. This is percussionist. And what is the meaning of percussionist? A person who plays the drum, the tabla, etc. Alright. So these are certain things that you should remember, and your paper is objective, but some reference to context type of questions can come. So you have to read your chapters properly. Alright. Now let's see the next part of this chapter. And what is that? That is related to Ustad Bismillah Khan. So this is the chapter. This part of the lesson throws light on the origin of the Shehnai and the contributions of Ustad Bismillah Khan to bring this musical instrument onto the classical stage. Then see what all points we have to see in this chapter. First point is that Emperor Aurangzeb he banned the playing of pungi. He banned the playing of pungi in the royal residence for its unpleasant sound. It used to make very unpleasant sound that was not pleasant to hear. All right. And the Babur, he improved the tonal quality of the pungi by bringing some changes in it. The instrument, which was so different from pungi, was given the name shehnai. What is the name given to it? Shehnai. This was a name given to it. Then this sound of the shehnai began to be considered auspicious. It is played in the temples and on the occasions of North Indian weddings. The credit for bringing this instrument onto the classical level goes to Ustad Bismillah Khan. Getting it? His career in music started when he was just 5 years old. So what was the age of Ustad Bismillah Khan when he started playing it? 5 years. He played Gilli Danda near a pond in the ancient estate of Dumraon in Bihar. Alright. One thing that you should see is that how this word shehnai, actually what is the story behind this word shehnai? That is that as the story goes, since it was played in the Shah's chamber and was played by a nai, you called Babur, nai, in Hindi it's called nai. So that is why the name is Sheh, that means it is played in the Shah's chamber, and nai is the name, Babur. So Sheh nai. This is how the name is being formed. Then as a child, he would regularly go to the nearby Biharji temple to sing the Bhojpuri Chaitya and finally became the winner of Bharat Ratna. Then the thing that you have to remember is that when he was born on 21st March 1961. And he came from a family of musician. Okay. He used to practice the music at the bank of the river Ganga. He used to play there. He began to excel in this field at the age of 14. He accompanied his uncle to the Allahabad Music Conference. At what age? At the age of 14. He accompanied his uncle, and where he got appreciated at the end of his recital. Then the next paragraph is also next point is also very important, that when India gained freedom, or when India gained independence on 15th August 1947, Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to greet the nation with his shehnai. He poured his heart out into Rag Kafi. So this is the Rag Kafi that he played through his shehnai. Alright, and after Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru gave his speech. So after that he played that shehnai, that Rag Kafi, and after that Jawaharlal Nehru gave his first speech. Getting it? Then he got huge popularity in the celluloid world also. Film director Vijay Bhatt, he was also impressed after hearing Bismillah Khan played at a festival, that he named a film after the instrument called Goonj Uthi Shehnai. So there is a movie called Goonj Uthi Shehnai that was named after this. He was impressed by hearing Bismillah Khan play, and after that he named his film on that, Goonj Uthi Shehnai. Then you should remember that his first abroad tour was to Afghanistan, where King Zahir, he uh, gave him priceless Persian carpets and other souvenirs. Alright, so remember these things also. Then he was conferred. Okay, see here this thing that he has composed 2 songs. First is Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya, and this was nationwide chart buster. Alright, so he worked in this film industry, but he didn't like it, and he said that this is the glamour word and it's not good for this classical flute. So after that he stopped doing any film work. Alright, so that was it. Like, this song he sung, after that he never did any song. And awards and recognition came thick and fast to him. Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to be invited to perform at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in United States of America. So he was the first Indian. Okay. Then he also took part in the World Exposition in Montreal, in the Cannes Art Festival, in the Osaka Trade Fair. So remember all these things. And you know that an auditorium in Tehran was named after him, Tahar Mosque, Ustad Bismillah Khan. So remember these things. Alright. And nation awards like Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan were confirmed to him. He was given Bharat Ratna in 2001, and it is the India's highest civilian award. Remember this. Then, in spite of traveling to all of the world, he missed India and River Ganga. So he never went abroad. Okay. Then here, see that he used to play every morning at Kashi Vishwanath temple. Okay. And he died at the age of 90. And what is the date? 21st August 2006. So he died on 21st August 2006 at the age of 90. Alright, so this much is there related to him. There are many short questions that can be framed from this chapter. So please learn all the small details, like in which year he won Bharat Ratna. Then the next thing that can be asked, like, what is his uncle's name? Then at what age he accompanied his uncle to the Allahabad music conference? Then what he sang on 15th August 1947. So like these questions, many questions can be framed from this chapter, as there are many details related to his life. And his composition Dil Ka Khilona Toot Gaya was a huge success in the celluloid world. So remember all these small details related to his life. Alright, so this much is there in this chapters. Now in the next video we will discuss poems. We will do a revision of all the poems. Bye and take care.